Hey, and welcome to Zanpakuto Explain, where I explain every Zanpakuto from Benihime to Los Lobos. And in this episode, we're going to be discussing the main characters, Zanpakuto, Ichigo's Zangetsu. And with Renji, it was kind of weird since I had to go over both of Renji's Bankais, but with Ichigo, as a lot of fans know, in fact has 2 Shikais and 2 Bankais. So it's a bit harder to talk about Ichigo since he has so much going on. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to talk about his first, talk about both of his Shikais first, and then both of his Bankais after that. And hopefully it all comes together pretty well. Probably won't, because I'm literally editing this on a phone, but you know. So first, we're going to go over his Asayuchi form, whatever it's called. I think it's called an Asayuchi, which is like his normal unsealed form, his normal sealed sword, which he never uses. And that's the sword right there. It's way bigger than a normal sword. That's because his incredible spiritual pressure, it's a lot bigger. And he only used it for the first few episodes of the series, first like 10 or something. First like 6 volumes of the series or whatever. It's crazy. And then after that, he never used it again. After he first unlocked his Shikai, this sword was never seen again. And kind of cool, because the Shikai was way cooler. Both his Shikais are way... No, only one of them was way cooler. I do not like his second Shikai very much. But, yeah, so now on to his Shikai, is Zangetsu. So, the thing about Zangetsu is, in my opinion, it's the worst possible Shikai for Ichigo. Because Ichigo tries to fight incredibly quick with like one hand most of the time. Just kind of get fights over with. But obviously Zangetsu is huge and incredibly hard to swing around with one hand. So it's horrible for Ichigo. That's why he primarily uses his Bankai. Because his Bankai is way better. And so there's not much to say about Zangetsu. It's even more simple than Zabi Maru, as it has literally no special abilities. It's just a big sword. He does do special abilities. It does primarily Getsuga Tensho. I think that's the only special ability it does actually, is Getsuga Tensho. The thing about Getsuga Tensho, it's also not very complicated. Ichigo just swings his sword and it shoots out like a laser beam of spiritual pressure. And he can use it in Bankai too, so it's not like it's a Shikai special ability. He used it in his Asayuchi form, I'm pretty sure too, when fighting a Menace Grande. So, yeah, so all Ichigo Shikai can do is Getsuga Tensho. That's what it looks like. I think that's his Shikai in the GIF up there, but I don't really know. But either way, they look the same, basically. So, now on to his second Shikai, also just Zangetsu. It actually has 2 swords, as you can see. It's just worse than... No, I really don't like it very much. I don't know why it needs 2 swords. But yeah, so it has 2 special moves. It can use Getsuga Tensho and Getsuga Jujisho, which is Getsuga Tensho we're using 2 swords. That's kind of it. I think it's the only 2 it uses. So that's kind of all there is to Ichigo's normal Bankai, to Ichigo's both of his Shikai. There's not much to say there. Now on to one of my favorite Bankai, Tensa Zangetsu. The thing about Tensa Zangetsu, in my opinion, is it's like the perfect way for Ichigo to fight. Because it's like a small little sword, and it just has all the power of his Shikai and a tiny little sword. You can move it around super fast. And that's how Ichigo fights, is he teleports around, he's like, cutting people. It's better than all of the other swords. Even his new Bankai, which is probably really strong, but, we didn't really see it do anything, unfortunately. So yeah, I think this Bankai has the most special abilities out of any Ichigo move. Like, really, the main thing with his Bankai is he can use a technique. The most powerful technique Ichigo ever has, in my opinion. I don't think he has a technique stronger than it, even in his true Bankai. And it's final Getsuga Tensho. And it definitely has the most, meat behind its actual. But it also has its own sort of special ability. Because, when Ichigo goes Bankai, he actually gets something on top of his Shihakusho, which is, it's like a different outfit that actually reflects his current amount of spiritual pressure, how strong he is at the time. So like, say like he's super damaged and he goes into Bankai, the Shihakusho will be ripped, but if he's like full strength, it will be like full Shihakusho or whatever. But yeah, so it can use Getsuga Tensho, and that's, I think it can use Getsuga Tensho. It can holofy, except I don't think he can holofy in normal Shikai form. He can only do it in Bankai, I'm pretty sure. So I think it's just Ichigo's final ability in normal Bankai form is called Final Getsuga Tensho, where he, and I quote, becomes the Getsuga. And what it does, it like makes him become his Zanpakuto basically, and he can have one good hit in it, and then it disappears. But it will basically kill anything. It can almost kill Aizen. But Aizen's kind of like immortal or whatever. He really can't be beaten. So yeah, what it does, it wraps himself in his Ryatsu, kind of like his normal Bankai. Then he unleashes the final Getsuga Tensho, which makes his Bankai made out of energy, and he cuts, and it like cuts like a mile or whatever in front of him, and it kills whoever it touches. But then he loses his spiritual power. Now on to his true Bankai, and the most disappointing sword in Bleach, and probably the most disappointing ability in manga ever. So you'll probably be excited. So the thing about true Tensei Zangetsu is we know literally nothing about it. Like, he uses it, it gets immediately destroyed, it gets repaired, and then he uses it once, and then he kills Yuha, and that's all. We don't see it again. We know nothing about the abilities of it. And well, I think in Bleach Brave Souls they give it an ability where he uses Gran Ray Zero combined with Getsuga Tensho, but I don't think he did that in the manga. Maybe he did, but I don't know. So that's, even if he did, that's only one ability, and it's basically just Getsuga Tensho again. Yeah, we know nothing about it. We don't know if it has any special ability. It probably doesn't, since it's an Ichigo sword. But if it did, we wouldn't know. Yeah, so the one ability it has, I don't know if it has a name, but he just cuts, and then like the blade shatters, and it's his original Shikai under it. It's pretty cool. It's actually really cool looking. But that's really all we know about it. We don't know if it has the same Shihakusho thing as the original Bankai. I would think it would, but I don't think it does. Because even with Renji's Bankai, he doesn't just get rid of an ability when he unlocks his true Bankai. He just kind of adds onto it. But apparently for Ichigo, it just gets rid of the only ability his original Bankai ever had. So yeah, that's kind of all we know about the sword. And now I'm just going to explain why Ichigo has so many swords compared to any other character, for those who don't read the manga or those who are watching this for no reason. I don't know why you're watching this. So for the majority of the series, and for anime only watchers, the guy on screen is Zangetsu, and he is Zangetsu for the majority of the series. But for us manga readers, we know it's in fact not real Zangetsu. It's actually the spirit of Yuha, the King of Quincy's, and the reason he has the King of Quincy's inside of him is because of Ichigo's half Quincy, and every Quincy's blood related to Yuha, and they all have they all connect back to his spirit or whatever, and he's actually holding Ichigo back from having his true potential. So that's why when Ichigo loses his spiritual power, he can get his real sword back when he gets all his power from Byakuya and people who stab him and give him powers. So yeah, so the real Zangetsu is actually Hollow Ichigo, and that's why like whenever Ichigo gets a new ability, Hollow Ichigo's there. Tensei Zangetsu I think is still the same, because they never say anything about Tensei Zangetsu being a fake, but I don't know. Yeah, tell me what you think about Ichigo's like both the Shikais and Bankais. Tell me if I got anything wrong. Give me some constructive criticism. Probably kind of need it. Yeah, so thanks for getting this far in the video. And if you want more, I already have a video on Renji out, and I should have one on Benihime out soon, because I think Benihime was the next Zanpakuto that appeared in the series. So yeah, thanks for watching, and maybe consider subscribing to watch some more of these videos if you enjoyed this one. And, you know, I'll try to make another one within a few days, hopefully.